Hi, my name is Alex Pedley, and for the last 20 years, I've been coaching executives and entrepreneurs to optimize their exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress to achieve peak health and performance. And in this video, I'm going to share 3 simple but powerful habits that will remove the confusion, make healthy eating more simple, and make it fit into your busy lifestyle. I'll break down how to build structure, balance your energy intake, and use the 80-20 rule to enjoy food guilt-free, all while achieving your health and body goals. Picture this. You're in the middle of a work day and it's lunchtime and you're rushing between meetings. You're hungry, stressed, and time is tight. You spot a food chain on the corner and before you know it, you've grabbed something quick like a burger, fries, or a soda. It's convenient, it tastes good, but it doesn't support your goals. So nutrition today feels like a battlefield. Fast food is everywhere. It's advertised on every screen, delivered straight to our doors, and it's designed to keep us hooked. The scientists literally developed highly processed food to be irresistible by engineering the perfect combination of salt, sugar, and fat to make it hyper palatable. Its hyper palatable nature switches off our brain's stop eating signal so we consume more than we need. This melt in the mouth sensation is no accident. Highly processed food is engineered to be addictive. Add to that our busy schedules where we're constantly making rushed decisions about what to eat, and it's no surprise that it's hard to make healthy food choices. When time is tight, convenience wins, and it's often the less healthy option. Combine that with portion sizes that have doubled or even tripled over the years, and you have a recipe for overconsumption. So when you're busy, your brain reverts to autopilot, choosing what's easy, not necessarily what's good for you. And, it's caused a problem. So over 70% of adults in the United States are either obese or overweight. That's more than 1/3 of the population. It's not just in America. The obesity crisis is worldwide. And it's not just about appearance. This is linked to a higher risk of things like heart disease, diabetes, and many other health issues. But with the right habits and a simple plan, you can take back control of your nutrition and see lasting results. So there are 3 steps that I use with my clients to give them the tools they need to reduce body fat and keep it off. So number 1 is building structure. Remove the guesswork by planning your meals and making it stick around your schedule. 2, understand energy balance. So align your calories intake with your goals. And number 3 is follow the 80-20 rule. Balance nutrient-dense food with room for flexibility. So with these 3 steps, you can cut through the confusion and start building a sustainable approach to nutrition that works for you. And that's why initially creating structure is so important. It removes the guesswork. So habit 1 is structure. So a study from Cornell found that the average person makes over 200 food choices every day. How can you expect to make them all right? And that's why it's so important to remove as many decisions as possible and create structure. Think of structure like your nutritional roadmap. It eliminates last-minute decisions and helps you remain consistent. And here's how you can build structure. So firstly, plan ahead. Pick a day each week. Sunday works well for most people to plan your meals for the upcoming week. Think about breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, and choose food that are realistic and fit within your lifestyle. If you eat out occasionally, decide where and what you'll eat in advance. Then set consistent meal times. Eating at roughly the same time each day helps regulate your metabolism, stabilizes your energy needs, and reduces the urge to snack mindlessly. When you have an erratic eating pattern, your hunger signals become unpredictable, leading to overeating or grabbing whatever's available. So your body adapts to structure. Hunger hormones like ghrelin rise around your usual meal times, making it easier to stick to your routine. You avoid the starve then binge cycle, where you go too long without eating, then overeat to compensate. And it improves digestion and energy management by spacing out food without food intake properly throughout the day. So choose how many meals you'll eat each day and then aim to eat them at the same time each day. Having set meal times automates healthy eating and makes it easier to stay in control of your food intake. And then prepare for busy days. No matter how well you plan, life happens. Meetings run late, traffic makes you miss dinner, or you're too tired to cook. And if you're unprepared, you'll likely grab fast food or something convenient, often high in calories and low in nutrients. The key is to always have a backup plan. So batch cook meals in advance. Grill some chicken, cook a pot of rice, or chop vegetables for the week. Having pre-cooked ingredients makes assembling meals quick and easy. Keep emergency snacks on hand. Things like protein bars, nuts, Greek yogurt or fruit can be a lifesaver when you're short on time. And pack the food the night before. So if you know you have a busy day ahead, prepare your lunch and snacks the night before you go so you can grab them. And by planning for the unexpected, you remove the temptation to make impulsive, less healthy food choices. By creating structure, you reduce decision fatigue and make it easier to stick to your goals. So habit number 2 is energy balance. This is about understanding the relationship between the calories you consume and the calories you burn. If you eat more than your body needs, the excess is stored as fat. And if you eat less, your body burns stored calories. But here's the thing, energy balance isn't just about eating less. It's about eating the right amount for your goals, whether that's fat loss, muscle gain, or maintenance. So to find your energy balance, calculate your total daily energy expenditure using an online calculator. Set your calorie target. So for fat loss, aim for between a 10 and 20% calorie deficit. For muscle gain, add a small surplus. Now, there are a number of ways to get into a calorie deficit. I have created a video with the 3 main ways, and we'll add a link at the bottom of this video. Once you're in a calorie deficit and you start losing weight, there may come a time when you hit a plateau. You start off strong, see progress, and suddenly the same diet and exercise plan that was working before stops producing results. So this happens due to a process called adaptive thermogenesis, for your body's way of trying to conserve energy as you lose weight. So why does this happen? So when you lose weight, your body burns fewer calories at rest and during activity. This is because you weigh less, so a smaller body requires fewer calories to function. So the same workout that burns, say, 400 calories when you were heavier may now burn only around 300 calories. Your body becomes more efficient, so the body adapts to lower energy intake by reducing energy expenditure. This means it becomes more fuel efficient, similar to how a car uses less gas when driven more carefully. And hormonal changes. Fat loss leads to shifts in hormones like leptin and ghrelin, which regulate hunger and metabolism. Leptins drop as you lose fat, increasing hunger and slowing calorie burn to encourage weight regain. This means you'll need to make adjustments to your calories to continue losing weight. So as your body changes, so should your calorie and macro intake. If your weight stalls, recalculate your total daily energy expenditure to ensure that you're still in a sustainable deficit. Then test your new calorie target and track progress. Also ensure you're doing resistance training to preserve muscle mass, which is crucial because muscle burns more calories at rest than fat. Losing muscle accelerates metabolic slowdown, so keeping it high is key. And increase NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So as weight drops, your unconscious movement like fidgeting, standing and walking often decreases. So be mindful of maintaining daily movement. So aiming for a step count target of roughly about 8 to 10,000 steps is a good place to start. Also be aware that most people eat more calories than they realize because they're distracted, eating too fast or consuming large portions without even noticing. So slow down while eating. It takes about 20 minutes for your brain to register you're full, while eating too fast makes it easier to overconsume calories. Use smaller plates, so this tricks your brain into thinking that you're eating more than you actually are. And avoid eating in front of screens. Watching TV or scrolling on your phone while eating leads to mindless consumption and eating beyond fullness. And stay hydrated. Sometimes thirst is mistaken for hunger. So drink water before meals to avoid unnecessary snacking. So mindful eating helps you consume fewer calories without feeling deprived, making your deficit easier to maintain. So remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about awareness and consistency. And you won't need to calorie count forever, as you'll create an understanding of your portion size and energy needs. So the third habit is the 80-20 rule. So no food is off limit. The key is balance, and here's how it works. 80% of your diet should come from nutrient-dense foods, so whole foods like lean proteins, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats. 20% can come from treats, so foods you enjoy but aren't necessarily the most nutritious. So the balance makes your diet sustainable. For example, if you're eating 2,000 calories a day, 1,600 of those calories could come from whole nutrient-dense foods, and the remaining 400 could come from things like chocolate, a glass of wine, or dessert. See, the beauty of this approach is that it removes guilt. You could still enjoy your favorite foods without feeling like you've ruined your progress. It also reduces the likelihood of binge eating because you're not depriving yourself. So don't stress about every single meal. Focus on the overall balance. If 80% of your weekly intake is solid, the occasional treat won't set you back. So plan indulgences that fit into your diet instead of being spontaneous with your binging. For example, schedule a date night meal, a weekend dessert, or a drink with friends. Make healthier versions of your favorite foods. So if you love burgers, make one at home with lean beef and whole grain buns. If you crave sweets, try dark chocolate or homemade protein desserts. And eat well whenever possible. There will be situations that are out of your control, so try to avoid choosing unhealthy and high calorie foods if you don't need to, and save them for times when you have less options or you're socializing with friends. So these habits work because they focus on building consistency, not perfection. Diets fail because they're restrictive and unsustainable. But with structure, energy balance, and the 80-20 rule, you're creating a lifestyle that supports your needs. So let's have a quick recap. Structure. Plan your meals, set consistent times, and prep ahead to stay on track. Energy balance. So understand your calorie needs and align with your intake with your goals. And in the 80-20 rule, prioritize whole, nutrient-dense foods while leaving room for treats. So if you enjoyed this video, like, share, and follow for more videos like this.